Hi, YouTube.
Is everybody all right? All right. Hey, is everybody hey, is everybody now got everybody got the review open up? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. Now again, we start out adding, subtracting, and then we'll move into the multiplying and dividing. All right, and I think there's only a few little things that you might have a little bit of doubt with. I want to take care of those doubts today. All right, so everybody can do super well tomorrow. All right, now the first one is 1/12 plus 3/4. So obviously we always have to get a common denominator. So everybody now should be able to say, well, 12 is a common denominator. Perfect, I'm okay with that, guys. Everybody can lead the discussion. All right, if you know something, speak up. If you don't know something, speak up even louder so I can help you. All right, no reason not to be perfect with fractions. All right, so we already said there's a common denominator of 12. So 1/12 plus 3/4 is how many 12ths? 3/4 is 9/12. Don't worry about it. 9/12. Now, just a refresher, because it's been a week, you're going to multiply the top or the numerator and the denominator both by 3. Is everybody happy with that explanation?
Yes.
Then when you add them, you get what?
10/12.
10/12. Then every time you do a fraction, you just have to say, hey, can it reduce?
5/6.
Yes, and that reduces to 5/6. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Easy. All right, now again, listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to make sure you're hearing me. If you don't know something, now's the time to speak up. All right? Now, let's slide over to number 2. All right, should be relatively easy. I have eighths and halves. Common denominator is?
8.
Everybody speak up. 8. So now I have 5/8. 1/2 is how many eighths?
4/8.
4/8. Very good. 1/2 is 4/8. So 5/8 minus 4/8 is 1/8. All right, guys. I think that's easy. Everybody feeling good so far?
Yes.
All right, let's move forward quickly. Number 3. We have a negative and a positive, so we're going to add them or subtract them. Go ahead, speak up.
Subtract.
Definitely subtract. All right. Common denominator? 15. All right, so now I want you to write negative 14/15 plus 1/5 is how many 15ths? 3/15. So now, again, there's a plus sign here. Remind yourself, just because there's a plus sign doesn't mean we're adding. All right? Negative 14 plus 3 is what? Very nice. Very, very nice. Negative 11 over 15. Okay, don't be shy now. If for any reason you're not sure, speak up. And if you made a careless mistake, make a note to yourself. Put a little star by it. All right? Say, hey, this is my mistake. So you don't make the mistake on tomorrow. All right? Number 4. You have a negative and a negative. So am I going to add them or subtract them?
Add.
You're going to add them. Very good. Now we're a little bit harder because we have an 8 and a 6. So common denominator would be
24.
24. Could you say 48?
Yes. But it will take longer.
Yeah, just take a little bit longer. Very good. So now we're going to change this to negative 7 and how many 24ths?
9/24.
9/24. Thank you very much. Minus 4. 1/6 is how many 24ths?
4/24.
4 over 24. Beautiful. Now, we said, were we adding or subtracting?
Adding.
Adding. But is the answer positive or negative?
Negative.
All right. So now we're adding 7 and 4, which is what?
11.
Negative 11. Thank you. And then the 9 and the 4 make?
13 over 24.
You're awesome. Negative 11 and 13 over 24. Very good.
I just had a question on I knew how you got everything else, but the 9/24s, how did you get the 9 again?
Very good question. So look, so now watch here. See how this is an 8?
Yes.
What did I do to 8 to get to 24?
You multiplied 10.
Yep, I multiplied by 3. So if I multiply the denominator by 3, I multiply the numerator by 3. All right, is everything good now?
Oh, yes.
All right, good job. All right, let's take a look at number 5. This one should be pretty easy because they're both positive, which means we're just doing what? Adding. All right, now everybody together. 9 and 6, common denominator is 18. All right. Now remember, if you're made a mistake or if you're unsure, make yourself a note about what to do. Write yourself the correction. So when you see it tomorrow, you'll be able to look at your note and say, well, that's where I made my mistake. Don't make the same mistake twice. All right. So common denominator is 18. So 7/9 is how many 18ths, guys?
That's
14 18ths. Beautiful. Plus 2. 5/6 is how many 18ths? Wow, good job, guys. 15 18ths. All right, now we said we're adding them together. So, Ben, what do we got?
14.
14 and 29 over 18. Beautiful. Now, of course, we're not leaving it like that.
So you have to put it into an improper fraction.
Okay, so we're looking at the improper fraction here, 29 over 18, right? So what is that the same as?
You have to do 20 times 18 over 2.
Which is,
Which
how many times does it go in? How many times does 18 go into 29? Good. So, because it goes in once,
you add
that's right. So the answer now, tell me,
15
and
11 over.
you're awesome. 15, 11 over 18. Now, anybody can ask me a question on that now. Anybody have any issues? No issues. Everybody's happy?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Check out 6 now. All right, are we adding or subtracting? Subtracting. Very good. So lead us. What's common denominator?
20.
All right, now this one's a little bit harder, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
So 9 and 1/4, or 1/4 is how many 20ths?
Is 5.
Yep. Minus 4/5 is how many 20ths?
60.
All right. Now you have to remember from last year. All right. Can I do 5 minus 16?
No.
So I had to do what?
Bar.
You have to borrow. Now, here's the hard part with fractions. We're not carrying over a 1. Does everybody remember you're going to borrow, so the 9 becomes a what? An 8. Now, here was the hard part. What do I do to the 5 and the 20? Does everybody remember?
Oh,
Miles, what did you do?
You add the.
Yes. Very good. You add the numerator and denominator whenever you're borrowing for fractions because you're adding 1. And if you add 1, 1 is the same as 20 over 20. Do you understand that?
yes.
So then this 5, let's change that over. That becomes a what? 25. Do you remember that? Is everybody good with that?
Yes.
Now we can continue to do the subtraction. So go ahead. Tell me the answer.
25 minus 16 is 9.
Good.
So you have 9 over 20.
And then
6 over 20.
that's
So
the,
negative. No.
well, is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Yes, because 9 is bigger than the 2. All right, now guys, look, that's just a review of borrowing. So if you make a little note on your paper, review of borrowing, right? And the special note for review of borrowing is you add the numerator and denominator when you borrow. All right? Then when you take your test tomorrow, or not a test, if you take a little practice little quiz, then you'll know what to do. Yes?
I thought for 2/4 this that it would
Okay, anybody else?
I just had a question. So this will be on YouTube though, right? So
Yes, I'm recording right now. It's going up. All right. Let's take a look now at 7. Now we're reviewing multiplication. Do you need a common denominator for multiplication?
No.
No, but the rule is, what do? Reduce first. We try to reduce. Hanson, what am I reducing on this one?
So you're gonna 3 and 9.
Yep.
Cross out the 3, make that a 1. Cross out the 9, make that a 3.
Beautiful.
And 2 and 10, you cross out the 2, make the 1. Cross out the 10, make it 5. And
Yep.
It's negative 3/5.
You're awesome. Perfect. Negative 3/5. All right. So number 8. All right. Tell me what to do. Go.
So you have to do 27, or you have to make it into that.
Yeah, but now look, you're absolutely correct. But what I want to tell everybody now is a negative times the negative is always a what? Yeah, so listen to me on this. Make this a plus and a plus. You with me on that? And then let's go ahead and change it. So 1 and 13/14 is the same as what? 27 over 14 times 7 over 12. So now what can I reduce?
You can reduce 7 and 14.
Yep,
7 will be 14
good job.
and then you can also reduce 12 to 27 by 3.
Good.
So you can go to 12, or you can go to 9 and then 9 times 4 is 9, 4 times 2 is 8.
Now, do you remember what I said? When you're multiplying, you can leave it as an improper fraction. All right? Usually with adding and subtracting fractions, you leave it as a mixed fraction. All right? What?
If we make it and
No, everything is correct. I know exactly what you're saying. If you make it 1 1/8, you're correct.
Okay.
All right? I'm just saying I don't require that.
so if I did that on the
You would be correct. I'm not ever going to mark something wrong that's correct. All right? It's just a different format. All right, Allison, what do I have to do on number 9?
2 and 8, the 2 becomes the 1.
Wait a minute now. You got to convert first. Do you remember? This is a mixed fraction. So I have to convert it to improper first.
Okay. So 12 over 5.
There you go, girl. Make yourself a note. Times what?
5 over 8.
Yes. Now, look, it would be simple, right? Make yourself a note if you forgot. Don't forget to convert mixed fractions to improper fractions when you're multiplying. That's what we're doing. You have a question with that?
no, but is when you divide two negatives, is it a positive?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Alice, now we can do what?
So the 12 becomes a 3,
Good job.
and the 8 becomes 2,
Perfect.
and the 25 becomes a 5, and the 5 becomes
So your final answer.
15 over 2.
Beautiful. Good job. 15 over 2. All right. Kate, you ready? All right, help me out with 10, please. Uh-oh. Let's review. Division. What do I have to do for division? Yes. And we flip is, a better word is?
reciprocal.
Reciprocal. All right. So let's write this now. So it'd be negative 6/7 times what?
Times 49.
Beautiful. 49 over 12. All right. Now, is your answer going to be a positive or a negative? Good job. All right. Now, what can I reduce?
6 and 12. The 6 is 1.
Perfect. You're awesome. Final answer. Yeah, that's how it should be done, guys. That's how it should be done. All right. 11. Uh-oh, we have division. But first, what do we have to do? Tell me. Now, yes, convert to improper fractions. Now, again, this one we have a negative times a negative, so that's automatically a... Right, so again, my advice, just change that automatically to a positive. All right, Hunter, go ahead and tell me now. Convert those. 1 7/8 is the same as how much? Good. 15 over 8 divided by 25 over 24. So now what?
And then it would be 15 over 8 times 24 over 25.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Go ahead and reduce it for me.
8 goes into 8 one time, and then 8 goes into 24 3 times.
Good job.
And then 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 5 goes into 25.
Beautiful. Final answer.
9
9 over 5.
Good job.
All right, easy. Easy. All right. Okay, number 12. All right, I got to fix 3 and 1/8. I got to fix 3 and 1/8. Carly, tell me what to do on this.
Okay.
Voice.
So it would be 25 over 8.
You're awesome, girl.
Um,
And now division becomes,
multiplication.
and then what do I do with this fraction?
And then you reciprocate it.
There you go, girl. Good job. Very good. Now what?
You can reduce it.
Beautiful.
So it would be 8 divided by 4 is 2.
Good.
And then 4 divided by 4 is 1.
You're awesome.
And then 15 divided by 5 is 3.
Beautiful.
And then 25 divided by 5 is
Amazing. Good job, girl. Proud of you. Next final answer is,
5. 25 over 3.
wait a minute now. Don't make that mistake.
5 over
Yeah, girl. Be careful now. I did the whole thing right, then you say something silly at the end. Be careful. All right, be careful. 5, 6. Now, remember, we've done a lot. So if you're having trouble, I can't help you because no one's raising their hand saying, help me with this one. Any questions? All right, here we go. Let's knock out 13. Catherine, go ahead.
Okay, so first you would have to rearrange it. So 9 over 20 times 3 over 4.
Times what?
3. Okay, plus. Okay, so that would be 4 over 3. But
There
you
you-
would have to.
Wait a minute. I tried to trick you.
Oh.
Right, you just thought it was division.
What?
All right, now just go ahead and finish it right off the board.
Okay. So that would be. You can reduce the 4 and 20. So the 4 would be 1, and the 20 would be 5, and then 9 would be 3, and then 3 would be 1. So that would be 3 over 5.
Yes, a good lesson here. Tomorrow they're going to be mixed up. All right, so just because the first one's division doesn't mean the next one's division. Is everybody good on that?
Yes.
All right, nice. So we have 3/5. Okay, 14 was a nice little tricky question. Go. What do I do?
So it's 3, 7.
Good job.
And then it's 6 over 1.
Very good. Very good. Make 6 over 1. Now you
1
change.
over 6.
Yes, very good. 3/7 times 1/6.
Yes.
So what can I reduce now?
You can reduce, sorry, 3 goes into 3, 1, 3 goes into 6, 2,
Final answer.
and 1 over 14.
You're awesome. Guys, if you forgot that, make yourself a note about 6 is the same as,
Over 1.
right, 6 over 1. All right? It's the same as 6 over 1. All right, I think my screen is frozen now, so hold on. All right, sorry for the delay on that. But again, I highlighted the 6 over 1 because I want you to remember that if you have a whole number, you make it over 1. And then you do the reciprocal. All right, is everybody good with that?
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Let's moving forward. All right, 15. All right, we got all kinds of trouble with 15. We got to make it first improper fraction. Go ahead, Landers. 10 2/3 is the same as what?
32 over 13.
32 over 3. Thank you very much. I know what you meant. Go ahead.
Okay. Times 3 over 7. No, 9 over 7. Sorry.
You're all right. You're all right. You're okay. So now what?
And then you reduce 9 to 3 and 3 to 1.
Beautiful. And now can you reduce 32 and 7? No, you're right. You can't.
So it'd be 96 over 7.
Beautiful work. 96 over 7. And again, I like that answer. 96 over 7. You don't have to convert it out. All right? Not hard at all, guys. Hopefully you're feeling good about it. All right? Now, a negative divided by a positive is always a what? Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
So right off the bat, I put a negative down just so I don't forget. All right? Alex, you want to lead me in this one?
So we got multiply the
Mm-hmm.
by 2
Multiply by the,
by the reciprocal.
so that becomes a,
That becomes the 37.
so I flip it. So what does it become?
It becomes 14.
No. What do I do with the 7 and the 3 here, buddy?
You flip it.
Right. So that just becomes,
7 of the 3.
that's what I was trying to get you to. You good with that? Okay. Now I know what you were saying. What am I doing now?
And then we got like around.
What can I cross out?
You can cross out the 3s
Yep. And what else?
and 7, 14,
Yes, sir. And when I cross out the 3s, what do I get?
1.
And when I cross out the 7 and the 14?
14. Separates them with 2.
Yes, sir. Very good. All right, so I like that now. So you said cross out the 3s to make them a 1. And then 7 becomes a 1 and 14 becomes a what?
2.
Good job. So your final answer is?
1/2.
Nice work, buddy. Now again, I'm just encouraging you, make yourself notes if you made a careless mistake. Same problems tomorrow, just numbers changed. Is everybody hearing me?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's check out 17. Uh-oh. Now, I want everybody to look at these numbers. Are we adding or subtracting? We're subtracting because one's negative and one's positive. All right? What would be the common denominator here? 4. 1/2 is how many fourths? 2/4. So -3 and 2/4 plus, 1 and 3/4. Can I do the subtraction right off the bat? No, because look, I'm doing what? 2 minus 3. I can't do 2 minus 3, so I have to do what? Borrow. That is correct. And now I'm going to borrow from the what?
3.
And make it a, you're going to make it a 2. That is correct. And when you borrow, what do I do to the numerator and denominator? You add them. So that 2 crosses out and we make it a what?
6.
Now you can do the subtraction properly. Now, last thing. Is the answer going to be positive or is it going to be negative?
It is going to be negative.
You agree? Everybody agree it's going to be negative? Yeah. Right? So, negative. All right, now do the subtraction. All right, what I mean is what's 2 minus 1? 1, and we have 6 minus 3, which is what?
3/4.
I'm happy with that. I would like you to put a star by that one and make sure you're reviewing the borrowing problems. Make sure you're reviewing the borrowing problems. All right? Now let's take a look at 18. All right, I think 18, I tried to just mess with you a little bit here, throw up 3 fractions just to see if I could confuse you. But everything stays the same. Common denominator.
Common denominator of 24.
Yes, sir. So 7/12 is how many 24ths?
14.
That's how I'd like for you to say it. 3/8 is how many 24ths?
9 24.
You're awesome. And then 3/4 is how many 24ths?
18.
You're very good. Very good. No problems at all. All right. So my final answer has a 24 in the denominator. Now I need 14 minus 9, which is?
5.
And then 5 plus 18.
23.
Yeah, guys, come on. That was simple, simple, simple. Right? Now, listen, I'm trying to tell you there's nothing I can do if you're not going to help yourself here. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions. Any problems? All right, you guys should have that down pretty good. All right, now I want you to put a star by these. These have a little bit of algebra in it. I was just trying to see how smart you actually are. All right, so with the fractions, I want everybody to reduce the numbers first. Reduce the numbers first. So I'm looking at this 3 and this 6. Can you reduce vertically? Yes. So what can I reduce that by? Yes. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. Now what can I reduce out?
X next.
That is correct. No. Just the numbers we're doing. What? 2 and 2. Thank you very much. This 2 and this 2 can now be reduced by a 1 and a 1. So my final answer, just the numbers. Just the numbers. It would be 1 over 5 or 1/5. Beautiful. Right? Now I want you to look at this right here. I want everybody to look at the X here. If there's an X on the top and an X on the bottom, what can we do? Cancel them out. So the X's are gone. Is there anything else that I can cancel?
W.
The W. Very nice. So what's left on the top is a letter.
Y.
And what's on the bottom?
Z.
Come on, guys. That was simple now.
I put y over 5.
That's okay. You don't need the 1 there. All right. I just like to put it there so I don't forget. All right. All right. So if you understood 19, you should be okay. It's okay. Tell me. Speak up, girl. It doesn't matter to me. With what?
I don't know.
Are you understanding the fraction 1/5? I'll start over with you real quick. All right. So the first thing I said to you is, and here's what I want you to look at. Just look at the numbers. So you're literally just doing 3/6 times 2/5. That's it. So we did 3 goes into 3, 1, 3 goes into 6, 2. 2 goes into 2, 1, 2 goes into 2, 1. Final answer, 1/5. You happy with that explanation? Then what? I want you to look carefully. The W and the W can cross out. The X and the X can cross out. That's all easy. That's all it is, girl. Y over Z. Good question, though. All right? Anybody else? All right? If you're concentrating, I don't mind helping you now. Everybody good? All right, the algebra is not that hard now. All right, let's see how you did on 20 now. Uh-oh, we have division, so what do I have to do first? Multiply by the reciprocal. So let's do it. 5AB over 3C times 9CD over 10A. I told you the important thing is to do the numbers first. Always focus on the numbers first, then worry about the variables. So what can I reduce? What can I reduce? Tell me.
Reduce 5.
Yep, and that becomes a
1 and 2.
good job. And what else?
3 and 9.
Beautiful. And so my final answer with just the fraction.
3 over 2.
Perfect. That's how you should be doing it, guys. Then you go back and you look at the letters. All right? What letters can be crossed out? So far, I can say A. I agree with you. So the A on the top, A on the bottom. What else?
C.
C on the bottom, C on the top. So I'm left with what?
D.
And A.
B.
Where at?
On the top.
B, D on the top. Everybody agree with that? That's not
Yes.
that hard.
Yeah.
Not hard. Not hard at all. All right?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Now let's go forward. I want to see who remembers. It's been a while, so I'm expecting somebody to forget. Everybody should be able to say 5/8 is
0.625.
0.625. I am happy if you know that. All right, most people do not know that. All right, that's something we tried to memorize. Let's just say for some crazy reason you forgot. It's just now what? It's just a division problem, right?
Divided by,
5
divided by it.
Yep. So reviewing, 8 goes into 50 how many times?
6.
6 times. With,
2.
now, 8 goes into 20.
1.
And then 8 goes into 40.
5.
There you go. That's why that's 0.625. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, now let's look at 7/9. Obviously, 7/9 is what decimal?
0.7 repeat.
0.7 repeated. Everybody should know that. All right, if you don't, you would just have to do what?
Divide.
Divide it out. All right? Uh-oh. Now, this is the one I don't expect you to know the 6, so let's just go ahead and divide that out. But my answer is going to be negative 3 point something, right?
Yes.
So now we're going, so how many times does 6 go into 50? 6 goes into 50 8 times. 6 goes into 20. Uh-oh. Does everybody see that now? So the 3 is repeating. Do you agree?
Yes.
So it's just negative 3.83 with a bar over the 3. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
All right. That's good. Not hard. All right. Now, writing as a, wow. Yes. That's okay, buddy. 22 was 0.7 repeated. You remember that? All right. Who remembers 0.125 has to be the same as 1/8? Beautiful. You should know that. Now, let's say we forgot. It would just be what? 125 over 1,000, right? Then you just divide by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5. All right, here we go. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody here knows 0.5 is what? 1/2. And then negative 3 and 95 over 100. Is everybody happy with that?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I have a quick question. On 25, I know that it would be 1/2, but if you follow like the thing where you do 5 divided by 10,
It's 5 over 10, which reduces to 1/2. Okay? Yes.
Can't 395 over 100 reduce?
Yeah,
Yes, that's what we're getting ready to do. Which was what?
It's 319 over 20.
That's exactly right. Negative 3 and 19/20. All right, does everybody see that? Just divided by 5, right? All right, now let's review our inequalities. 7/9 is what decimal?
7 repeating.
Yeah, 0.7 repeated. Now I'm just writing this up because I'm trying to make a point here that I'm going to highlight this. So far they are what? Equal. Does everybody agree? Now we've got an issue, guys. Listen to me so you can remember. The 7 and the 8, which one's greater?
8.
So it appears like this would be the answer, right? But we're dealing with negatives. We're dealing with negatives, right? So the bigger the negative, the smaller the number. So we would say that's wrong. We would come back and say that is correct. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
All right. Now, to me, I wouldn't change these to decimals because I can look at 3/5 and say that's the same as how many 20ths? 3/5 is how many?
12 20.
12 20ths. Right? Is everybody happy with that? Greater than, right? Hey, guys. Everybody good with that? We're almost done. All right, let's look at 29 now. Oh, this is another good negative problem. Is negative 1 greater than negative 0.9 or less than?
Less than.
Is everybody happy with that?
It's negative.
That's right. It's more negative. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
All right, now listen, I only got a couple minutes left, so does somebody want me to explain something else? They want me to go over, review a problem with you? Real quick, go. 12 20ths. 3/5 is the same as 12 20ths. Do you agree? So 12 20ths is greater than 11 20ths. You good on that? All right. Tonight, I'm just encouraging you to right now just go over these problems. That's all you have to do tonight. And if you made a mistake, you review that problem that you made a mistake on. And then you add some notes to the problems. All right, does anybody have any questions?
So basically, the quiz tomorrow will just be these problems,
Yep.
but they're in like different order.
Exactly. And you have the ability to use your notes.
Oh, that's awesome.
so we
All
can
right.
just use your iPad?
Yep.